What's going on, Oaklanders? Welcome back to the channel and to the live stream. If you're new here, welcome to Oaklands. I'm TheFloorLord, and today I'm going to be farming Adurite Keys. So, make sure you grab your Selner. Don't forget refined tools. Let's get after it. I'm actually going to farm in the OG map. And I think, hopefully the developers don't watch this too soon. Hopefully you guys can see why I do this. I like the new map. I think it's great. I love the old map. It kind of, you know, brings me back to the Legacy Island. Yep, OG. But when I am on this map, it tends to be just a tiny bit easier to get items. There's a couple of buggy areas. I don't think that the developers have any intention of fixing these areas because it is the OG map. So alright, so with the OG map, what I'm going to do is we're gonna go do a little shopping. With the shopping, what we're looking to get is the refined tools. If you do the refined tools, that's how you get the Adurite key. If you do the infused ink, that is how you get the uncertainty pickaxe. So, you know, both of these pedestal quests will give you items. This can get a little expensive, so just bear that in mind. I'm going for a drawer full of Adurite keys. There's only one reason right now to get the Adurite key, and that is to do a further quest. So you do one quest, which is what we're doing today, to get the Adurite key, and then you do part 2 of the quest to get the Emberbane axe. So the Adurite key is for that item. It's no longer the best item in the game, I don't think. I mean, it's great if you're farming like magma trees and things like that, but I do believe that there are some better tools to use instead of just the Emberbane. However, the Emberbane is a solid choice, I believe. Nothing wrong with it. It's pretty awesome. So what I'm doing is I'm going to buy 5 of each of these items. So the items that you need for the pedestals is going to be the refined pickaxe, the refined axe, and the refined chisel. You don't need the saw. So don't bother buying the saw. There's no need. But what I'm doing is I'm going to buy 5 of these, and it just tends to go just a tiny bit faster. So I'm going to add these into my truck, try and keep a little bit of organization, because it's going to get a little bit messy once we start opening things up. But I'm hoping, depending on how long this takes, maybe we'll time it out. But I'm hoping at least tonight. It might not be completely on stream. In fact, I highly doubt it, because this quest does take a little bit of time. I'm hoping to get the next 25. Right now I'm at 50, but like I said, I'm trying to get a drawer full. And I might, it gets expensive. You can probably see my money starting to go down here kind of quick. If I wanted to get a drawer full of Adurite keys, getting all of the resources, I believe it was coming out to be a little over $12 million. So some people might say, oh, that's crazy. And you would be correct. But that's okay. I'm hoping that I can get Adurite keys and put them in donators, or the like the vending machines, and then I can sell them. But then also, come on. Also, I want to get 2 drawers, which is just crazy because that's $24 million. I don't know why that one was sticking. But yeah, $24 million, or almost probably closer to 25. But what ends up happening is I want a drawer full of Adurite keys so that I can sell the Adurite keys. And then I'd like a drawer where I can take those Adurite keys and do the quest, and go and get a drawer full of Emberbane axes. And then you need the other items for that quest. For you to do this the way that I'm doing it, you do need the refined scuba tank, because you are going to be driving in the water. The refined scuba tank, you can't get that on the OG map. You do need to go into the River Cave shop, the Lumite shop, and then you can buy it with credits as you trade in Lumite pieces. Kind of expensive, but 100% worth it. I think it's like one of the first things that you should like go for, in my opinion, because it really opens up a crazy amount of the map because you can drive underwater. And this is the only item that can allow you to do that. Another one that's really good, obviously, is the obsidian belt that lets you walk on lava. Those kind of things. So, anyways, as you can see, it starts getting weird. Like right here, I don't know what's going on with the OG map, but like, it's like underwater, out of water. Like right here, I don't know what's going on. The water is not forming. I don't know why. It's just kind of weird. But you come here, and you're like, sweet. For this pedestal, we're going to need the pickaxe. I do 5 of these at a time just because it goes a little bit faster. You can do it however you want. You only need 1 on each of the pedestals, but like I said, I do 5, because I try and do multiple at a time. Ooh, don't bump it. Don't bump it. Why is... Oh, I try and make it too perfect, and it ends up just falling off. I just don't want it to fall. Anyways, so what I do is I take these 5, and then I end up stacking them. Just like that. And then I take this one, turn it around, stack it on this one, and they all kind of just stack on top of each other. This one needs to go up just a little bit higher. Yeah, too high. Okay. Okay, and then I take this one and I stick it right on top. just like that. Let's I'm not liking this. This needs to come up. Because I feel like this one's going to fall off. Okay. Should be good enough. So you stack the 5 of these ishly like this. Okay. And then you see, okay, so if I'm looking this way, that's where the lighthouse is, that's where my base is. So what you're going to do is you're going to point yourself in the northward direction, like on the map. It doesn't show the map, but over in this area. There is no water right now, so you are going to need it to get from the lighthouse over to the island. But as you come over here, you can kind of skirt around the water, and you should be okay. So maybe you don't need the refined scuba tank if you go the roundabout way. Okay? But you start seeing, okay, so you go around the water here, and then you see the shack right here. Radical Shack, you kind of go to the right of this, and we're going to the next pillar, which is in the desert. It's so interesting, like on this map, I don't know why, but there are only 2 ores in on this map. One of them is sand, like this, and the other one is ink. Those are the only 2 that you can get on the map. Everything else is just stone. I don't know why. I don't know why they removed the nodes and everything like that. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so here is number 2. And with this one, you're going to need the chisel. So you can line these up however you'd like. Just make sure that they're not going to fall off. You can kind of go back and forth. I tend to find that the chisel, that it's small enough that it's not gonna, you're not gonna have any issues. The biggest issues that I see, especially the pickaxe, and a little bit with the axe, but you just want to make sure that there's enough room that it'll absorb each of these tools and that they won't fall off as you turn on the button. And I'll show you where that is on this map as well. And I'm going to be putting out a video on how to do this, but I kind of want to wait. I want to get a couple more of these keys before I start revealing, like, oh hey, look, this is somewhat broken, and then have the developers shut it down. I hope they don't. I hope that they'll leave it and realize that, you know, I'm working hard and trying to get this done, and that, you know, it's not super broken, except for this part right here. I don't know if they'll fix this part. Ooh, lightning. This is supposed to be full of water, and instead it's just full of trees. So it might be, I mean, if you go the roundabout way, you don't even need the refined scuba tank, which is awesome. If you just like reverse exactly what I'm doing and just do it in the opposite direction, or the opposite rotation, you would be just fine. Alright, now we're pointing ourselves towards the classic store. The classic store is where the last pedestal is. And this is where the axe goes. Okay, and we're going to have to line these up as well. Like that. Good. Uh-oh. Did I only buy 4 of these? Gosh dang it. I thought I bought 5. I might have to go get one more real quick. Because I don't want to have to go around one more time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go around. I'm gonna have to go get one more. That's a bummer. Now I'm just wasting time. But anyways, make sure that you have 5 of each if you want to, you know, do 5. But yeah, I'm gonna head back to the store right quick. Buy one more axe. I thought it was kind of cheap. All right, and then we'll head out, push the button, and then gather up the keys, and then do it again. Here's the old junkyard, Jer's junkyard. Pieces of this are on the new map. It might look a little familiar, a little more run down than what this looks like. So it's kind of interesting that they added that back to the map. In the Mithril Forest. Chunk. Okay, let's stop in, say hi, grab one of these bad boys. Hey Bob. Thanks, Bob. Okay. And then let's head back. I'm just gonna cut straight across. Hopefully that'll be just a little bit faster. Drive past my base, trying to get it all cleaned up. Every single time that, I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but like I'll have an idea of how I want my base to look, and I'll start working on it, and then I'll be like, I'm not liking it. And then I'll come up with a different idea, and I'll be like, ooh, okay, maybe I'll try this. And so I start making my base look like that. And then I'm like, I don't know, it's not feeling just right. And so then I start over. Rather than creating new bases over and over and over again, I kind of just redo the one that I have, because I have the most amount of hours and things like that on this map, or on this save. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, stay on there. Don't be dancing around. It's being weird. There we go. Okay, good enough. Good enough. Okay. Now, once you have, if you're just doing one, great. If you're doing the 5 like me, that's fine too. It just makes it go just a tiny bit faster. Now you're going to want to go to the cave where the laboratory was going to be. And if you don't know where that is, I'll show you. You're just going to cut, oh, actually it's way over here. You're going to cut straight across, and you're going to kind of go up the beach from the Oak Depot. And then I'm in the first save slot, so it's just past this base. But you head to this beach, and you'll start seeing a road on the beach right here. And you'll follow it, and then you'll come across a hole that looks awfully familiar, because it looks exactly like the same hole from the map that we have. But if you come over here, you have this trigger. So what I do is I push it, and it will suck up one of those 5 different tools that I set up. And then once it's made a key appear, then it pops back up, and I do it again. And that's 2. I've noticed that if you stack more than 5, it starts to become difficult, because the pedestals are kind of like at an angle. So the tools start to slide around. So that's 3. So at least 5. You can try more if you want. The more you try, the more, the less rounds that you have to do. So if you want to do it, go for it. This is just what I have found works for me. And 5. Okay. So I pushed the button 5 times, which means it sucked up all 5 tools from each of the pedestals, hopefully, unless some of them fell. You'll know if any of them fell if you start heading up to the last pedestal, which is in the middle of the island on Finlay. And you'll start seeing like the beams heading up there. If you don't see anything going up there, it means everything worked out. Plus, if you come up here and you count 5 keys, obviously it worked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. I don't know why, but... Oh, there we go. My tools weren't working. One, two, three, 4, 5. Okay. Alright, let's take these back to base. How long did that take us? Oh... I mean, we're at 27 minutes into the stream, so, I mean, with the introduction and then having to go and get another axe, maybe 20 minutes. So in an hour, you're looking at possibly, with the way that I'm doing it, about 15. 54 keys. Alright. And then I just do it again. I go and restock, buy 5 more of each. Go around, get all the keys. Now, if you're going to do this, just bear in mind, you need money before you do this. If you're doing one, and you just want the Adurite key to get the Embermaid axe, I would say do it on the OG map. It tends to be a whole lot easier than the new map, because on the new map you've got to go over by the lighthouse for one of them, and then you've got to go to the desert for one of them. Stop bouncing around. Getting all antsy. And then the third one is... Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember now. Where's the third one? Oh no. I'm gonna get so much crap. Where's the third one? I can remember the last one is in the Acid Lands. I'm trying to think. Oh. I know where it is. It's behind Allen's Auto Logistics. I'm sure everyone is just gonna be saying, come on, you should know where it's at. Yes. Okay. So, Lighthouse, Allen's Auto Logistics, the desert. Those aren't bad to like get to, but then going up to the last one and going to the Acid Lands, it's so far out of the way. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I prefer the Acid Lands than when they were revamping the Acid Lands, and it was at the top of like some mountain just before the Icelands. I thought that was just a pain in the rear end to try and get up there, and the absolute worst. But hopefully by watching this, you guys can get an idea of how easy this can be. Okay, so this is 4. I am super excited for this weekend and them adding musical instruments. I'm not a musical person. I mean, I like music, but I'm not like gifted with music. But I am super excited to see what everyone creates. I think that's more fun for me, is to watch what people do, because there's a lot of really talented people out there. I mean, let alone the people that create these builds and everything like that. It's just absolutely amazing. There's a lot of amazing builders out there in Oaklands. But I think that's the nice thing about Oaklands and what they're trying to do, is it's a little bit of everything. If you like this, it's there for you. They try and add things that are entertaining, creativity and all that. It's amazing. Come on. It's thinking. There we go. Oh. Losing it. Will you stay on the counter? My goodness. Yes. I am struggling on this one. Okay. That's 4. Trying not to make the same mistake that I did last time. Okay, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We are good. So let's head back over to this Acid Island from one of the events on the OG map, before the Acid Lands ever was a thing. There was an acid meteor. That was a good event. I liked that one. I've liked a lot of the events that they've done. There are very few that I'm just kind of like, what was that? I think they do a great job at creating, I guess, potential story. I wish that they would do more with the story, and I've said that many a time, because I heard that, they with the meteor in the desert, that they had this whole idea of like going and, like, I guess, pickaxing the meteor and working together as Oaklanders to, break open something somewhere. But it didn't happen, and that's okay. Because they've got other things on the horizon. I thought the alien event just recently was fantastic. I thought it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was short and precise, or concise. It added some new things, and then you carried on. And I didn't feel like I had to choose, like, what I was doing. It wasn't around any other events. I've had that problem, I guess, in the past, where they'll have an event. Let's see. We need to go this way, go north. They'll have an event going the same time as, like, a competition build. And you're like, I'm so limited on time. Yeah, at least me personally. I mean, I've got lots of kids, so they take a good portion of my time. But, trying to focus on, what's more important. Trying to do this competition build and make something good and decent that I could turn in. Or do I want to work on, getting some of these limited items that may never come back? It's tough. I do think that they've done a better job at that, though, which I very much appreciate. All right. Coming back up on the second pedestal. Again, this one is with the chisels. So let's put these up here. There we go. Oh, we're loading again. Come on, come on. There we go. One, two, three, 4. 5. Sweet. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. Still getting over being a little sick, so I apologize. Oop. Cactus. Cactus this week is one of my kids' spelling words. It's a doozy. Tries to trick you. But he's getting it. That's good. Alright. Let's head back over to the classic shop. We'll put on these last axes on this pedestal. Then we'll head back to the button and get 5 more keys. And it looks like this is going to be about 20 minutes. So I think if you really like gung-ho on it and like working hard, I bet you could get, if you're doing 5 at a time. If you're doing 5 at a time, you could get about 15 an hour. Which is not bad. I will also say that the OG map is also a fantastic place to get beehives, because they are all over the place. And it can be, if you're new to the game, it can be a fantastic way to earn quite a bit of money. Are we loading again? My goodness. Alright, let's go up and over Finley Island. We'll go push the button. And then we'll go and get our keys. And that will be round 2. Which is great. See, like, there's tons of beehives. There's one there, there's one there. Don't mind me. Nailed it. Okay. And 1. we wait. And 2. Good, good. And 3. 2 more. Here we go. 4. Excuse me. 5. Wonderful. Okay, so we've got all of those. Oops. Oh, we're loading. Spin, spin, spin. I feel like it loads a lot more on the OG map. And I don't know why. But that's okay. Oh, I also wanted to say, if you found this helpful, and you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. And if you have other good ideas that you want videos on, tutorials or things that you know that you think are a lot faster in farming and things like that, like best meta methods, definitely let me know in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. Okay, let's take this back. We'll dump it and we'll do this one more time. See, like there's a beehive, there's a beehive down there, there's a beehive over there. There's a lot of beehives on just like in a small area here. So if you're into beehives and jarring bees, okay, the reason why I'm one short, I had one in my inventory for a picture. Okay, so we're at 60. Not bad, not bad at all. Okay, let's get one more of these. And that's about how much I'll be able to do on stream. And you guys will have to just take what knowledge I've given you and make the best of it. Hopefully, if you have found something that's even better than this, let me know in the comments. Because I would love to hear from you guys and what you guys think is possibly even better than this, because my way may not be the best way, and that is okay. I hope that, you know, there are times where I kind of want to keep things to myself because I don't want to share it, but I think that, you know, it's better to work together as a community to find what best methods there are, because, you know, it works out in everyone's interest, I guess, if we all help each other. The only time that I think that it wouldn't is if the developers get word of like what's going on and they think it's like breaking the game or something like that, and then they like patch it. That's one thing that I didn't like about what they did with the foraging items. It's the developer's game. They can do with it what they want. I absolutely did not like that they nerfed almost everything foraging because they're like, we don't want you to play like that. That was, in my opinion, extremely unfortunate, because, you know, they want you to chop trees and refine stone and ore and things like that. They kind of said, it was never our intention for people to get rich off of foraging, so we're just gonna nerf it. And I was like, you're taking out a whole money making method that people enjoy, that people play the game to do, which I was one of them. I thought it was fun to just go and collect. I'm a collector. I like to go out and do those things, and it was kind of nice to get away from the mundaneness of chopping down trees and stone. It was another option, I guess, that I could choose to do. And I still do it. I still collect, but I definitely was not making more money than if you're going for the magmite or sapphire or the void stuff now and things like that. It was a good money making method. It was pretty decent. I felt like I was doing well. I was doing pomegranates, and then they cut the cost almost in half. And then it's kind of just because you don't want people to play that way, I just thought that was really unfortunate. Because I wanted a game that you can choose how to play. Now, if it was broken and somebody found some money making method that was just absolutely insane and broke the game, yeah, go ahead and fix it. But to just say we don't want you to play that way, it was never our intention for people to make money with foraging. Now, I do not know what they have in store. I have heard rumblings and rumors of things to come. And I hope that that's the case. And my guess is that is why they're doing what they're doing, possibly. With the fruits and things like that, I have heard that when you make jams, that it's going to give you abilities. I don't know if this is true. I don't know when it would be coming or anything like that. It's just something that I had heard. I would hope that that is the case. I guess we'll see. But I don't know. Now, if they did do that because of that, then yes, that would make sense. It's not for a money making method. We don't want you to make money for foraging. Foraging has this other mechanic that we want you to use, which is making the jams for abilities, and the abilities might be powerful. Some of them. Probably the ones that are more rare are going to be the ones that are a little more powerful. But I don't know. We'll have to see what they put out. More to come, hopefully. But until then, I will continue to try and get as much that I can get filled up. I always feel like I have a hard time with this. I could never... I struggle so much. Come on. Okay. Are you on there? Let's scoot you up. Okay, good enough. Okay. That's one done. Let's head north And we'll go to 2. This one might go just a tiny bit past 1 hour. I don't like to do long streams because sticking around for 3 hours or 4 hours, or, you know, people have lives outside of YouTube. Unless you're, you know, some of my kids, they love YouTube. But they kind of stick to the shorts, which I'm hoping I can make some more of those. Maybe I'll do a short on these videos and put it out. That might be kind of fun. I can get ready and put one of these videos out. I'm trying to finish up my next video. I've started, or I'm almost done editing it, and then I'll be able to put it out. I'm starting to realize that, you know, putting together videos and things like that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. You know, I can understand why, you know, Brick kind of makes videos on the fly live, because it saves time and he doesn't have to necessarily edit. I mean, if he does edit, you know, he can speed it up a little bit. You know, if he's doing his speed run things, getting to and from places. He says people have complained. I think it's totally fine. If you don't know where he's going and things like that, you know, he has other tutorials on how to get those things, so look it up. And I'm going to be doing the same. So I think you know, speeding things up is not the worst thing in the world. Oh my goodness, I am struggling so bad putting these where they belong. I don't know what's going on. Okay. This last one, let's put here. Wonderful. Pillar 2 complete. Then we'll go to pillar 3. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. That's the acid lens. I just noticed. Alright. See, there's a little bridge right there, kind of in the water. That's what we're aiming for. Over in the distance. The distance. But I kind of want to do a tutorial video like this one. You know, how to get the Adurite key on the main island, and then how to get the Adurite key on the OG map like we're doing right now. Because I think both people, you know, people are going to want to know both. And then they can make a determination themselves on which method they like the most and what works best for them. Because some people may like, they might despise the OG map and just be like, nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. And that's okay. That's why I want to help people and give them options. Ooh. Oh, that was so much better. That was so much faster. My goodness. It's almost like I'm professional. Okay. So we're gonna head back over Finlay Island. Oh my goodness. Oh, you little stinker. I thought for sure that was a golden. Does that ever happen to you guys? Driving around and these darn acorns start looking like golden apples. I was just like, yes. No. Fooled you. It got me. I thought for sure that was a golden apple. But nope. Nope, 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 nope. That's okay. We grab the golden apples when we come across them. Alright. Okay, last stop. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Rubber band. Okay. 1. Oh, we're going to end almost right on time. 2. 3. Dun dun dun. 4. No, 4. And then 5. Boom. Okay. Let's go and pick up our keys. So doing just those 3 runs of 5 was just under $1 million. Because I was at like 9.9 million, and now I'm like 9.2. So you might be able to squeeze 20 keys for around $1 million. It might be just a tiny bit over, but just to kind of give you an idea. Let's take these keys back. Oh, beautiful. We're gonna hit the 1 hour mark perfectly, I think. Man, how did I get so lucky? Pick these up, put them in their nice home, and now we're at 65. Sweet. All right, well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you found this helpful, please consider subscribing. And let me know down in the comments if you would like me to make tutorials. I kind of didn't want to step on other people's toes because everyone makes tutorials, kind of a thing. But I'm really thinking, you know, maybe I have a say in these kinds of things, and people might like how I do things, how I you know, tackle all these kinds of, you know, obtaining items and farming and things like that. And it may not be the best method. You'll have to look around and see what works best for you. But I hope you found this educational, helpful. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you guys want to see that might be useful to you. And I will see you guys in the next video. See ya!